Companies today are focused on innovation and new product development for moving their companies forward. Recent surveys showed that 80% of companies believe innovation is a key for them for making that happen. So how do you do that? A lot of times in new product development, there's contradictory requirements that end up holding back the progress and holding you back from those company objectives. So how do you best resolve those? For me, I developed a process over 20 years ago for instituting a methodology called design of experiments that will help resolve those contradictory requirements. The first 3 steps are the setup of that test and will help you at least get on your way. So the first step is knowing what goal that you have. Why are you testing? What questions are you trying to answer? It's a little bit about the background situation, and it's in words. It's not in the technical jargon. It's really thinking about the business case and situation you have in your hands. Secondly is where we do get in the technical jargon and thinking about what measures do you have that can show the progress towards your goal. If there's contradictory requirements, make sure all the requirements are involved, at least the critical ones. And then further dig into those and not just say, well, quality is important. Well, what does quality mean? Maybe you have a new product that has a surface finish issue, it has some scratches. Well, then scratches is your measurement. But still, is even that enough? Now let's dig a little bit deeper and think about maybe it's the number of scratches, maybe it's the length of scratch, the depth of scratch, the percent of your surface area covered in scratches. Those things are digging in and doing measurements that you can actually develop improvements on. The third step then is where most people tend to start, but is looking at things that influence those measurements in your goal. However, a lot of people restrict themselves just to the items that they want to include in their test. I also encourage listing out things such as that you don't want to include in your test but need to be controlled somehow, or things that you don't want to screw you up, but things that you can't control. So monitor things like, for instance, humidity is often one that I bring up. But list everything. I would say a typical project to have a list of 15-20 things. Not that you'll test them all, but to have a list that long is pretty easy to achieve. I've run tests where we've had 80 or 90 things on that list. So be comprehensive. It really helps you understand your strategy and best way to approach it. Once all those are in place, those first 3 steps of knowing your goal, knowing your measurements, knowing the things that impact that, the input factors, then you need to determine or understand the constraints so you can best develop a test strategy. Things like cost, schedule, politics, material and equipment availability, production schedule, whatever those constraints might be for you, and balance all of those first 3 steps with those constraints to develop your approach. If you'd like some help doing that or executing a project, give us a call and we'll help you out.